Hi, PropanePete back with you again, and it's been months since I posted up my last video. In that video, we were having some problems with our 2006 Mark 5 Golf 2-litre BKD diesel motor. It was running very, very roughly. It was almost like we were turning the key on and off at times, particularly when the motor was cold, and it was idling very strangely when you pull up at the lights. I pulled the EGR valve out and the inlet manifold flap motor. They were absolutely caked in soot. I don't think they'd ever been off in the 20 years we've had the car. Cleaned it all out and put it all back together, and there was a dramatic improvement. I was going to pull the inlet manifold off, but we were only a couple of days away from heading off to Europe, and I didn't want to disable the car. So the inlet manifold wasn't too bad actually, so I'm just going to let that go, and I am going to clean the MAF filter, the mass airflow sensor. And yesterday I actually serviced the car, and I recorded it, but I lost the micro SD card. I don't know where the footage is. So anyway, it was just a service. Engine oil filter, fuel filter, air filter element, and the cabin filter. However, while I had the engine cover off, I noticed a crack in the inlet, a little pipe about that long that goes from the top of the PCV valve, the PCV on the top of the rocker cover. It goes into the inlet duct going into the turbocharger. So that was a small air leak, and that would have definitely contributed to some odd readings and upset what was going on with the fuel management. So I've ordered one, but it's going to be quite a time getting here. So in the meantime, I've taped it up, and so the final thing I've got to do now is just clean that MAF sensor, and we'll see how we go. Just a little tip before we start on the MAF sensor. The coolant reservoirs on these Volkswagens and other VAG cars tend to be a little bit, they get a bit brittle after about 7 years around the filler neck there, and they snap off and leave you stranded. It's a good idea to change them about every 7 years. They're only about $100 Australian, so it's a good investment. Anyway, back to the job in hand. So it's a very simple job. Just remove the top half of the airbox. That's 8 Phillips screws, 1 5mm hex, a little vacuum tube, and the connector for the MAF. Plus there's a really big hose clip that clamps the inlet pipe from the turbocharger onto the pipe just near the, you can see that clamp there now. It's a beauty. So we just pop the vacuum pipe out. You might just have to have a little fiddle with these. This one's okay. And now all we have to do is remove that big clamp, which I didn't actually video. You can see it there with the arrow. And just pull it out. Might need a little bit of help. And it should just pop off. There we go. And there's the MAF sensor, and it's just attached to the airbox by 2 screws. So we take them out. It's one at the top, one at the bottom. Don't lose them. Put them in a tray, and now we just slide it out. There's a big O-ring in there that's actually got some retainers. You don't need to replace that. Have a look at it for sure, but you really shouldn't need to have to replace it. It's quite big. And there it is. So this is the outlet side of the sensor body, and that is the inlet side.
I'm using this Penrite mass airflow sensor cleaner. You can use contact cleaner, and there is a school of thought that says you shouldn't really, or you should clean it from the intake side. I'm not sure. There's different views. So I'm doing it from both sides, and then I'll actually finish it off from the inlet side again. So I'm giving it 3 cleans really, and finishing it from the inset side. Took quite a while to dry out, 20 minutes or so actually. And once it's all thoroughly dry, just pop it back in, put the 2 screws in. Remember, it's plastic, they don't have to be tight, or very tight anyway, and then put the whole thing back in. When you fit it back in, just make sure that you're not putting any twisting effort on the pipe. See, that's just sitting nice and flat now, so there's no stress on any of the joints of the pipes. Now this is the big clamp I was mentioning that I actually forgot to video when I took it apart. You can really do some damage to your fingers with these. Make sure you've got a good pair of multi-grips. It is quite a job getting that clamp back on. Okay, we've got the clamp on without doing any damage to my fingers. So now it's just a matter of screwing those 8 Phillips screws plus the 5mm little hex, and then putting on the vacuum hose, which I've just done there. And now I'm just untangling that. I've got the lead for the sensor twisted around there. Just untwist it, get it back into where it's supposed to be, and there we go. Click. Just checking that everything's okay before we start the motor. You've probably noticed all the bird life around here. It gets pretty noisy, but it's great, and it's a bit like living in an aviary. Anyway, let's start the motor and see if everything's okay. Let's see how we go. No engine check lights. Open the gate. Don't drive through the gate, but somebody did about 3 months ago. Anyway, got repaired, all under insurance. And it wasn't me. Alright, we shall go down this way. See how we go. Straight away. Oh, straight away, yeah. Cold motor, this is where it used to play up. Very good so far. Everybody waiting at the bus stop. All the tourists been to the beach. They're all pink. They're all from Europe. They just burn. I stay out of the sun. Nice. Now this is when it would do it. Just below about 1200 RPM, cold motor, trailing throttle. Nothing. Not a thing. Okay, the engine's nice and warm now, up to its operating temperature, 90 degrees Celsius, smooth as silk, and this used to be the bad spot here. Nice, smooth as silk, smooth as silk. Slightly less fuel flow too, just, yeah, so it was worthwhile doing. Simple job too. Well, I'm pretty pleased. This is a funny bit of road here, it's a bit rough. Ooh, God. Well, we'll call that a win. That's smooth as silk. It's like a new car to drive. So that was three things. All the soot which are removed out of the intake system. I've taped up that little air leak, vacuum leak in the PCV hose. That's 100% sealed. Have a new hose on order, and cleaned the mass airflow sensor. So not much else I can do, and it's running beautifully. So good for another 20 years. Okay, we're home again, home again. Back into PropanePete's tiny garage. Ooh, close the gate, yes. Okay, that's it. Might catch her in the next video. I don't know when that will be, and I don't know what car it will be in. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.